Hi, I'm Bill from CJ Pony Parts. We have a lot of modifications planned for our new 2016 Focus RS project car. We decided to start with one of the more basic ones, and that's a high quality blow-off valve. Whether you're running stock boost or higher boost on any EcoBoost car, a high quality blow-off valve is a very good idea because the factory one is made of plastic, which is known to crack and cause all kinds of boost problems. So today we're going to upgrade the factory blow-off valve on RS with this Turbosmart Compact Shortie. This is Turbosmart's Compact Shortie dual port blow-off valve designed specifically for your 2016 Focus RS. The dual port design allows you to recirculate some of the air, but also give you that blow-off sound that everybody's looking for. Unlike the factory plastic valve, this one's made of billet aluminum and has a brass piston inside, which will be much stronger and work with both factory or aftermarket boost levels. For this installation, let a lift or a jack and jack stands, 3/8 ratchet, 5mm Allen key, T30 Torx bit, and a small pair of pliers. The first thing you want to do is get the car off the ground and remove the front wheel. You probably could do the installation with the wheel in place. Taking it off, that gives you a lot more room to get your hands up in there. Your factory valve is located right here, kind of straight back behind the suspension up on the engine. The first thing you do to install it is remove the vacuum line from the end. With the vacuum line out of the way, we can remove the 3 screws now that hold it on. The factory valve will be under tension. The spring will push out, so you kind of want to hold it while you loosen the bolt. Here's a comparison between the factory blow-off valve and our Turbosmart. Now I know a lot of people say you don't need an aftermarket blow-off valve, the factory one's fine. Does it do the job? Yeah. You want to rely on this piece of plastic versus this? To me, it's a worthwhile upgrade. This next step is most likely optional. More than likely when you open up your Turbosmart blow-off valve, it's going to have the straight fitting, which is the one you want. If it does have the banjo fitting, you do have to change it out. And Turbosmart includes both fittings. I'll mention as well, this is adjustable, and I'll explain that a little bit later, but they do include a secondary spring as well. This spring is going to be stiffer than the one that's included. For our application, the spring previously installed will be fine. The Turbosmart is adjustable. It allows you to control basically how much boost you're bleeding off. You can set it harder or softer. Softer, you can get a lot more blow-off noise. Harder, make it a little bit less. They tell you to set it up. If you turn this, you reach a point where you can see that O-ring. Basically, right when that's visible, you should say thread it back until it's barely covered. And that's a good starting point for it. What you want to do when you put it on the car to adjust it, once you have it installed on the car, rev the engine up and let it return to idle. If it returns to idle immediately, it's absolutely fine. If it returns to idle and hunts a little bit, it's probably too soft. You want to make one rotation tighter. But I found getting it to this point right where you're covering that ring is an excellent starting point. You want to install it in this manner here. This flat section here goes up against the flat section of the turbo. If you turn it, it's not going to line up properly. This edge here goes in that direction, again, up towards the little flat part on the turbo. Go back and tighten down. You don't have to overly crank them, just get it snug. And then our last step here, reconnect the vacuum line. At this point, the installation of the blow-off valve is finished. What we're gonna do now though is bring the car down, fire it up, make sure our settings are right before we reinstall our wheel and tire. All right, now let's start it up and try it out. Okay, what you'll want to do is rev it a couple times, lower RPMs, make sure it works. Also make sure it goes back to idle and doesn't stutter at all. That works perfectly. Our installation's finished. Whether or not you're looking for that blow-off valve sound, there's no denying the Turbosmart valve is a huge upgrade in build quality over the factory plastic piece. Excellent idea for both stock or high-level boost. As far as installation goes, take you around an hour. Be back on the road in no time.